The war had ended only minutes ago, but the battlefield still breathed like a wounded beast. Smoke floated in the air, metal lay twisted and broken, and the ground trembled with the last echo of explosions. The sky above was a strange mix of red and gray, as if the planet itself was unsure whether it was dying or still trying to survive. Ethan Walker moved carefully through the ruins. He was a human soldier, but not like others. He was calm, quiet, and always thinking before shooting. His helmet light cut through the thick dust as he searched for survivors. Most humans had already left the area, but Ethan stayed behind. There was something in the air, something alive. He paused. A soft, low growl came from the shadows. Ethan turned slowly. The sound was not human. It was sharp, broken, and filled with pain, like a dangerous creature trying its best to act strong. He raised his light toward the noise. Between two fallen metal beams lay a girl, but not a human girl. Her skin glowed like moonlight mixed with silver blue shadows. Her eyes were bright, fierce, and burning with anger. Across her arm and shoulder ran a deep wound, still bleeding. Her claws were long, sharp, and ready to strike. She was an alien warrior, and she thought he was the enemy. For a moment, neither moved. Dust drifted around them. The broken world waited for the next action. Attack or mercy. Ethan slowly lowered his weapon. She hissed at him, claws rising. He did not step back. He placed his gun on the ground. The alien girl's eyes widened slightly, confused. She expected the human to kill her. All humans were killers. That was what her people taught. But this one, he was doing something strange. Easy, Ethan said softly. I'm not here to hurt you. She tried to push herself up, but pain shot through her body. She growled again and fell back, breathing hard. Her shoulder wound was serious. She would not survive long. Ethan looked at it and understood instantly. If he walked away now, she would die. He stepped forward carefully. The alien girl bared her fangs, warning him. Her eyes were fierce, filled with pride even in pain. She was ready to fight until her last breath, but Ethan only knelt beside her. It's okay, he whispered. Let me help. She stared at him, shocked. Her race believed kindness was a weakness, but this human, he was showing it like a strength. She could not understand his behavior. Her claws trembled as she tried to raise them again, but her strength was fading fast. Ethan slowly reached toward her wound. She flinched, expecting pain, but he touched her gently, a soft, careful touch, nothing like the violence she expected. For the first time in her life, a human was not hurting her. He was healing. Her breathing slowed in confusion. Her fierce expression flickered. Her silver eyes softened for a single second before pain hit again and she collapsed back against the metal. Ethan worked quickly. He tore a piece of cloth from his uniform, pressed it against her wound, and wrapped it tightly. The poison from the battlefield was spreading through her veins. If he did not carry her, she would not make it. He looked around. No other soldiers were near, no cameras watching. No orders stopping him, just him. And a dying girl who expected him to finish her, instead. He picked her up. She was lighter than she looked, but her body tensed at his touch. Even unconscious, she growled softly, as if warning him not to betray her trust. Don't worry, he whispered. You're going to live. He carried her through the ruins step by slow step. The ground cracked beneath his boots, but he did not let her fall. Her head rested on his shoulder, her hair brushing against his armor like soft threads of silver. Every few seconds her fingers switched, claws tightening like she was still trying to fight even in sleep. Ethan almost smiled. Fierce till the end, he murmured. The smoke began to clear as he reached the human rescue outpost. A medic looked up, shocked. You brought her? The medic asked. Ethan, that's a Zyran warrior. She's dangerous. She's wounded, Ethan answered simply. She needs help. The medic hesitated. Ethan's voice hardened. "It's in order." They rushed her inside. Machines beeped. Lights flashed. The alien girl's breathing was weak, pain shooting through her veins. She opened her eyes once more and saw Ethan standing near her bed. For a moment, her fierce expression faded. Her lips moved silently. A single whisper escaped, barely audible. "Why, help, human." Ethan leaned closer, because someone had to. Her eyes reflected confusion, then something else. Not fear, not anger, a soft, uncertain emotion she had never felt around. A human trust as she closed her eyes again, this time not from pain, but because she finally felt safe. And Ethan knew this was only the beginning. The fierce alien warrior who once growled at him was about to change in a way no one in the galaxy expected. When the alien girl opened her eyes again, everything felt wrong. The ceiling above her was silver white, smooth and bright. Strange human machines hummed softly around her bed. Warm air touched her skin instead of the cold battlefield wind. Her arm was wrapped in clean bandages, and her shoulder felt heavy with medicine. She panicked. Her instincts exploded like fire. She sat up instantly, claws ready, teeth bared. The machines beeped loudly as her heart raced. Her silver blue hair fell over her face, and her eyes glowed fiercely. This was a human place, a human room, and she was trapped. She slammed her claws against the side of the bed. Metal bent. The room lights flickered. Two human medics stepped back, terrified. "It's okay," one shouted. "We're not harming you." The alien girl hissed, her voice rough. "Let me go. Touch me, and you die." Her body leaned forward as if she was ready to tear through everyone, wounded or not. But before she could move, a familiar voice entered the room. "Hey, easy, easy." The moment Ethan walked in, she froze. Her claws lowered half an inch. Not fully, but enough to show she recognized him. Her eyes narrowed, confused. She didn't understand why his presence mattered, but her instincts suddenly told her he was not a threat. Ethan approached slowly, hands open, weapon nowhere in sight. "You're safe," he said gently. "Nobody will touch you." She looked at the medics, then at Ethan, then back at the door. She was breathing fast, struggling between fear and instinct. A warrior like her had never been inside an enemy medical room before. "Why am I here?" she whispered sharply. "You were dying," Ethan answered. "Your wound was poisoned. I brought you here." Her eyebrows tightened. "You should have left me." Ethan shook his head. "I don't leave people to die. Not even enemies." The alien girl looked away, her jaw trembling slightly. No one from her own clan had ever risked their life to save her. She didn't even have a name to give him. Her people only used battle titles, not personal names. Ethan placed a small tray of food on the table beside her. It was simple human rations, soft and warm, smelling like soup. "Eat," he said softly. Her eyes instantly narrowed again. "Why give me this?" she demanded. "Because you need strength," Ethan replied. "Your body is healing." She stared at the food suspiciously. Her people believed humans poisoned alien prisoners, but the scent was clean. Her stomach twisted with hunger. Ethan stepped back and sat on a chair far away to show he wasn't forcing her. "You don't have to take it," he said calmly. "But I'm not going to hurt you." She kept her eyes on him while her hands slowly reached for the bowl. Her claws tapped the metal edge as she lifted it. She smelled it first, instinctive, animal-like behavior she couldn't hide. Then she took a small sip. The warmth spread through her chest. Her shoulders relaxed slightly, but she quickly tensed again, embarrassed. Ethan smiled softly. "See? Not poison." She growled under her breath. "Don't smile at me." But her voice had changed. It didn't sound threatening anymore. More confused, more unsure. For the first time in her life, She didn't understand her own emotions. Humans were supposed to be brutal. Humans were supposed to be heartless. Humans were supposed to kill. Yet this one healed her, fed her, protected her. She watched Ethan while eating, every movement, every breath. He did not look away. He did not fear her. He simply waited patiently, like someone watching a frightened animal who needed time. When she finished, she placed the bowl down. Her shoulders dropped. "Why?" she asked again, softer this time. "Why save me?" Ethan didn't say anything for a second. He just looked at her wound, the bandages, the exhaustion in her eyes. Finally he replied, "Because you didn't deserve to die alone." She blinked. A small strange feeling stirred in her chest. It wasn't anger. It wasn't fear. It felt warm. She didn't know how to handle that. She looked away quickly, hiding her expression. But Ethan saw a small change. Her claws were no longer raised. Her eyes were no longer filled with hatred. A soft, almost invisible shift. The first sign of trust. She spoke in a low voice. "My people, they never save the weak." Ethan answered gently, "Maybe it's time you see how humans do things." For the first time, she didn't growl. She simply watched him in silence, confused by a human who treated her with more care than her own clan ever had. And that quiet moment became the beginning of her change. The alien girl remained awake the whole night, not because of pain, but because her mind refused to rest. She lay on the medical bed, eyes half open, quietly watching Ethan from across the room. He was sitting on a small chair near the door, leaning back with his head against the wall. His armor plates were loosened, and he looked tired. But he didn't leave, not even once. Every other human medic had gone home. The lights were dim now, soft blue shadows filling the room. Machines hummed lazily. Outside, the night wind of the Kiwuza alien planet whispered through broken structures. But Ethan stayed. He slept lightly, one hand resting near his holster, not in fear but out of habit. She had seen soldiers sleep like this before, always ready for danger. Yet Ethan was protecting her. The thought bothered her, confused her, softened her. Strange human. She whispered under her breath. Before dawn, a medic entered, carrying new supplies. He saw the alien girl awake and slowed down immediately, cautious. She hissed, but softly, not like before. More like a warning that said, "Don't come too close." The medic lifted his hands. "Relax, I'm only here to check your wound." Ethan opened his eyes instantly. Even half asleep, he reacted like a guardian. His first words were not for the medic, but for her. "It's okay. He won't hurt you." Her claws lowered again. "Just a little." The doctor checked the bandage carefully. "She's recovering fast, much faster than expected." He glanced at Ethan. "Her species. They're stronger than humans." "Only when they're healthy," Ethan replied quietly. The alien girl watched him closely. Something warm pulled inside her chest again. She didn't like how it made her feel, vulnerable, soft, almost peaceful. Her kind didn't believe in peace. After the doctor left, she finally spoke, her voice low but steady. "You stayed the whole night?" Ethan shrugged. "Didn't want you to wake up alone." She stared at him for a long moment. Her voice softened. "Humans do not guard enemies like this." "Maybe not all humans," Ethan said, "but I do." She looked away quickly, pretending not to be affected. But her claws slowly retracted into her fingertips, a clear sign. Her defensive instinct was weakening. She studied him more now, quietly. His eyes were gentle, his movements calm. His scent clean, warm, human. Her warrior instincts told her to be alert, but her heart felt something else entirely. Curiosity, safety, connection she didn't understand. By afternoon, she tried standing up for the first time. Her legs shook violently, and she almost fell. But Ethan rushed forward and held her arm before she hit the floor. Her breath caught. No one had ever touched her gently. No one had ever held her to keep her safe. She stared at Ethan's hand gripping her arm. Her heart thumped fast, unexpected. For the first time, she didn't pull away. "You should sit," Ethan said softly. She didn't argue. She sat back down. Ethan didn't let go of her arm until she was steady. His hand was warm. Her skin glowed faintly at the contact, an involuntary reaction from her species when comforted. She panicked slightly and pulled her arm away. "Don't touch me like that," she said quickly, but her tone wasn't angry. It was embarrassed. Ethan noticed. He smiled gently. "You're healing. Touch helps." She looked away again, hiding her expression. Her cheeks carried a faint silver blush, rare for her kind, almost never seen by outsiders. To avoid the moment, she changed the subject. "My clan. Did they leave me?" Ethan paused. He didn't know how to say it. Finally, he answered truthfully. "No one came looking. Not a single signal." The alien girl's eyes dimmed. Her chest tightened, not from pain but from realization. Her people really abandoned her. She didn't speak for a long time. Ethan let her sit in silence, not pushing her to talk. That made her chest soften again. Not in weakness, but in a strange kind of comfort she had never known. Later that evening, something unexpected happened. Ethan placed a small metal cup on her table. Inside was warm broth again. She looked at him, confused. "You will feed me again? You didn't eat enough." "This morning," Ethan said. "You need strength." She stared at the cup, then at him, then back at the cup, slowly, very slowly. She reached out and took it. Ethan smiled softly. "That's good." She didn't know why, but she liked that smile. It didn't feel like a human looking at an enemy. It felt safe. She took a sip, then another, and another. While she ate, Ethan sat near her, not too close, not too far. Just enough to show he was there if she needed help. For the first time, she didn't feel like a prisoner. She felt cared for, and in that quiet moment, the first true thread of trust formed between a fierce alien warrior and the one human who saw her differently. The next morning, sunlight from the broken sky passed through the thin curtains of the medical room. The alien girl sat quietly on her bed, watching the golden light move across the floor. She felt different today, lighter, calmer, almost warm inside. She didn't like that feeling. It was unfamiliar, dangerous for a warrior like her. Ethan walked in with a datapad and medical supplies. His footsteps were soft, careful. He didn't want to startle her. "Good morning," he said. She didn't know how to reply. Her world didn't have greetings, so she only looked at him, expression unreadable. But Ethan noticed something new. Her eyes didn't burn with anger anymore, more like gentle storm clouds. He placed the supplies on a small table. "I need to check your shoulder again," he said. The poison might still be affecting the muscle. Her heart reacted. She remembered yesterday how his touch felt warm, careful, not painful at all. But she also remembered her species' strict rules. Warriors must never show weakness in front of enemies. She hesitated. Ethan noticed and stepped back. "You can say no," he said calmly. "I won't force you." The alien girl blinked, surprised. Her clan always forced obedience. Humans asked. After a long moment, she lifted her chin and extended her arm slowly, silently giving permission. Ethan nodded and sat beside her. His hands moved gently, unwrapping the bandage. Each time he touched her skin, her breathing changed. Something inside her chest fluttered, not fear, not pain, something softer. When Ethan pressed lightly on her shoulder to test the muscle, a small sound escaped her throat. Not a growl, but something close to a soft vibration. Ethan paused. "You okay?" She instantly stiffened. I am fine." Her cheeks glowed silver blue with embarrassment. That soft vibration was something her species did only when they felt comfortable or safe. Like a deep, hidden instinct, she tried to hide it, but Ethan had already heard. "It didn't hurt, right?" he asked. "No," she said quickly. "It felt warm." She regretted saying that immediately. Ethan's smile was small but kind. "That means it's healing." She didn't respond. Her eyes kept drifting to his face whenever he wasn't looking, studying him, trying to understand him. Why didn't she hate him anymore? Why did her heart beat faster when he was close? She didn't know. Later that day, she attempted to walk again. Her legs were still weak, so Ethan stood beside her. She placed her claws lightly on the wall for support, but halfway across the room, her leg buckled. Before she fell, Ethan caught her, not roughly, not urgently, but gently with both hands. Supporting her waist and arm, her breath hitched. She stared at him from inches away. Their eyes met, his warm teal eyes and her glowing silver ones. No battle, no fear, just connection. "Careful," Ethan said softly. "You're still recovering," she swallowed, unable to speak. Ethan's hands were firmly holding her, but in a protective way, not controlling. Her species never touched each other gently like this. Touch was always for battle or threat, but Ethan's touch was something new, calm, steady, grounding. She stood there, supported by him, for several long seconds before finally stepping back on her own. But even then, she felt the absence of his hands like cold air. As evening came, Ethan brought her a small handheld mirror. "What is this for?" she asked. "You should see your wound. You're healing really fast." She hesitated, but took the mirror. When she saw her reflection, her eyes widened. Her shoulder, once torn open and infected, now looked almost normal. The skin shimmered faintly, a sign of her species' regeneration. "You helped this?" she whispered. "I just cleaned it and took care of you," Ethan said. "Your body did the rest." She traced her fingers over the healed skin. It was strange, beautiful, proof that someone, a human, chose to save her, not for orders, not for gain, just because he cared. Her throat tightened. She looked up at Ethan again. "Why do you do this?" she asked quietly. "Why care so much?" Ethan didn't look away. "Because caring is not weakness, it's who I am." She stared at him, heart softening like melting ice. Her fierce armor, the emotional one she wore all her life, was cracking. No human had ever made her feel safe. No one from her own species had ever made her feel seen. But this human, he was changing her without even trying. She whispered, barely audible, "You are different from the others." Ethan smiled gently. "So are you." Her chest warmed again, that same soft vibration rising inside her. She didn't fight it this time. Because around him, it didn't feel dangerous. It felt right. And for the first time in her life, the fierce alien warrior softened, not in weakness, but in the beginning of something new. For 2 days, the medical base stayed calm. The alien girl healed fast, faster than any human expected. Ethan noticed she walked steadier now. Her claws stayed hidden most of the time. And when he checked her wounds, she no longer flinched or hissed. Something inside her had changed, gently, quietly. But peace never lasts long, especially in war. That evening, as the sun turned the alien sky into a deep orange, the base alarm suddenly began to scream, "Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo." Ethan ran out of the room instantly. The alien girl followed, standing in the doorway like a shadow. Her silver eyes narrowed. "What is happening?" she asked. Ethan grabbed his weapon from the wall. "Radar picked up ships," he said. "Not human ones." Her heart froze. She knew those energy signatures. Her clan, her people. The ones who left her to die. For a moment, she felt something sharp inside her chest. Betrayal mixed with fear. The base shook as a distant explosion hit the ground. A medic stumbled into the hallway. "Hostile ships landing outside," he shouted. "They're demanding we hand over the alien girl." Ethan's expression hardened instantly. "No, we're not doing that." The medic looked terrified. But, Ethan, they're warriors. Their leader said she belongs to them. The alien girl's voice turned cold. I do not belong to them anymore. But before anyone could reply, the building shook again, harder this time. Dust fell from the ceiling. Lights flickered. Soldiers ran through the halls, shouting orders. Ethan turned to her with urgency. They think we captured you. They're here to take you back by force. Her claws extended, glowing slightly. They abandoned me. Why come now? Ethan answered without hesitation. Because they want control, not you. Her heart twisted. Her own clan valued her strength, not her life. Outside, the ground rumbled as alien ships landed. Soldiers in dark armor marched across the field, their weapons ready. They were large, aggressive, built for war. At the center stood their captain. Towering, armored in black-blue metal, with fierce glowing eyes, he raised a communicator. Human base, he growled. Return the girl. She is our property. Ethan stepped forward before the general could answer. Not happening. The alien captain stared at him, confused and insulted. A human speaks for her? Impossible. Ethan's voice was calm but strong. She's recovering. She's safe here. We're not giving her to people who left her to die. A low growl echoed through the air. The alien captain's armor flared with blue energy. She is Zirin clan. Her life is ours to command. A metallic click rang behind Ethan. The alien girl had stepped out beside him. Her posture was firm, proud, but her voice shook with controlled fury. You left me, she said. You let me die on the battlefield. The captain's eyes thinned. You were weak. Weakness has no value. Her claws glowed brighter, anger building inside her chest. Ethan stepped slightly ahead of her, shielding her with his body. The alien captain roared, Move, human. She is ours. No, Ethan said. It was a simple word, soft, calm, but unshakable. The alien girl stared at him, stunned. No one had ever stood in front of her to protect her. She didn't know if she wanted to growl, cry, or pull him away. To safety, her clan hissed and prepared their weapons. The situation was seconds away from turning into a full battle. She whispered urgently, Ethan, go inside. They will kill you. But Ethan didn't move. He simply said quietly, I won't let them take you. Something inside her chest broke open. Something soft, powerful, overwhelming. A feeling she didn't understand, but it made. Her heart burned with warmth and fear at the same time. The alien captain raised his weapon toward Ethan. You choose to defend her? He growled. A human protecting a Zirin warrior? Foolish. The alien girl instantly moved in front of Ethan, her body instinctively shielding him the same way he shielded her. Her claws were fully extended now, glowing like fire. She growled. Loudly, fiercely, You touch him, and you face me. Ethan looked at her, shocked. She was defending him. The humans behind them watched silently, stunned by the sight of a deadly alien warrior, standing like a guardian in front of a human soldier. The alien captain laughed coldly. You betray your own clan for a human? Her voice was steady, strong. He saved me. He healed me. He cared. She looked at her clan, eyes blazing. None of you did. Silence fell. The entire field froze for a heartbeat. In that moment, a fierce alien warrior and a calm human soldier stood together, united against the world. The war outside was about to begin, but the real change was happening inside her heart. The air grew heavy as the alien warriors closed in. Dust lifted from the ground, swirling around their armored feet. The sky above darkened, flashing with the reflection of energy weapons charging. Ethan and the alien girl stood shoulder to shoulder, a sight neither side could believe. The alien captain snarled and stepped forward, towering over everyone. You protect her, he growled at Ethan, as if she is your pet. Ethan's jaw tightened. She's not a weapon. She's not property. She's a person. The captain laughed, a deep, thunderous sound. She is Zirin blood. She belongs to the clan, not a human. The alien girl felt something burn inside her, anger, betrayal, and a surprising wave of protectiveness toward Ethan. She stepped forward, claws glowing bright blue. "I am not yours," she said. Her voice shook with fury and strength. "You abandoned me. You left me to die." Her clan shifted uncomfortably. Some looked away. Some gripped their weapons tighter. The captain snorted. "We lost many warriors that day. You were wounded. Weak. Dead weight." She flinched slightly, as if the words stabbed her again. Ethan saw it. His hand moved, gently brushing her arm, a silent reassurance. She straightened, anger turning into courage. "You call me weak," she said, "yet a human carried me for miles. He healed me. He stood in front of your weapons to protect me." Ethan's breath caught. He wasn't expecting her to say that out loud. The alien warriors whispered among themselves, shocked. A Zirin warrior, acknowledging a human? Unthinkable, but the captain only grew angrier. His armor pulsed with energy. "Softness has corrupted you," he barked. "Your mind is broken." The girl growled deeply, stepping in front of Ethan again. "No, my eyes are open now." Then came the moment that changed everything. She turned to Ethan, her voice steady but filled with emotion she had never shown before. "In my clan, the strong survive and the weak are forgotten." She placed her hand lightly over her heart. "But you protected me when I was weakest." Ethan swallowed, stunned. Her voice softened, something no one in her species had ever done for a human. "You saved me. Because you cared. That makes you stronger than any of them." Gasps rippled through the alien warriors. Even Ethan's heartbeat quickened. He had never heard those words from her, and he knew how much they meant. The captain finally snapped, roared, and charged forward, swinging a glowing blade toward Ethan's chest. "Ethan!" She screamed. In a blur, she moved faster than any human could. She leaped in front of the strike, taking the hit across her arm. Blue blood splashed across the ground. Ethan caught her before she fell. "You're hurt," he shouted. She winced, but forced a smile, a soft, trembling smile Ethan had never seen. "I told you, I protect you too." Ethan's eyes burned with sudden fury. He stood up with her, still leaning against him. "You attacked someone who can barely stand," Ethan said to the captain, voice shaking with anger. "And you call her weak?" Human soldiers stepped forward now, forming a protective line around Ethan and the girl. The standoff was seconds from exploding into full battle. The alien captain raised his weapon again, but before he could strike, the girl pushed herself back to her feet, bleeding but unbroken. "I am done with this clan," she shouted, her voice echoing across the battlefield. "You abandoned me. You called me useless. You attacked the one who saved my life." Her eyes glowed fiercely, brighter than ever. "When I needed you, you were not there." She stepped toward Ethan, placing a hand over his chest armor. Her claws soft and gentle, but he was. A wave of silence rolled through everyone. Then, slowly, several alien warriors lowered their weapons. One murmured, "She speaks truth." Another whispered, "The captain left many behind that day." Doubt spread like cracks through their ranks, but the captain, blinded by pride, roared again. "Traitor! You betray your blood for a human." The girl growled back louder, "I choose the one who saved me." Her voice trembled with emotion, with truth, with courage. "I choose him." Ethan felt something deep inside him shift, respect, awe, and a connection he didn't understand yet, but couldn't deny. The captain pointed his weapon at her, enraged. "Then you will die with him." The humans raised their rifles. The aliens raised their claws. Tension snapped like a wire. Ethan stepped forward again, standing between her and the captain. No, Ethan said. You'll have to go through. Both of us. The battlefield froze. Two enemies turned allies, standing as one. The moment felt like the calm before a lightning storm, and everyone knew. The final clash was coming. The air trembled. Human rifles pointed forward. Alien weapons hummed with deadly blue light. Dust swirled between the two armies like a silent warning. The alien girl stood close to Ethan, her wounded arm glowing faintly. She was tired, bleeding, but unbroken. Ethan stood beside her, eyes sharp, heart steady. Two worlds stood ready to clash. The alien captain marched forward slowly, boots cracking the ground. You choose a human over your clan? He hissed at her. You choose weakness? She stepped forward with a controlled, powerful calm, the kind that comes from truth, not rage. I choose the one who didn't abandon me, she said quietly. Her voice was soft, but it cut deeper than any blade. The aliens murmured. Some stepped back. Her words struck something hidden in them. Guilt. Ethan watched her with a mixture of pride and fear. He knew she was risking everything. Her family, her clan, her entire identity, all for him. The captain roared and thrust his blade upward. Then you are no Zarin, he screamed. You are nothing. Before he could attack, Ethan stepped in front of her again, faster this time, firm but gentle. If she is nothing to you, he said coldly, then you never deserved her loyalty. The alien captain's rage erupted. He lunged at the girl, moved too, but not to attack. She moved to protect Ethan. Their bodies collided with the captain's strike in the middle. A shockwave of energy burst outward. The humans shielded their eyes. Alien warriors stumbled back. Dust flew up like a storm, and then silence. When the dust settled, Ethan found himself on the ground, the alien girl's body over his, shielding him completely. Her arm shook from blocking the captain's blade. Blue blood dripped steadily, but her eyes were fierce. She didn't let the weapon touch him, not even once. Ethan stared at her, stunned. You protected me, again. She gave him a small, trembling smile. I told you, she whispered. I choose you. The captain staggered back, shocked that she could still stand. Human soldiers raised their rifles again, ready to fire, but something unexpected happened. One of the alien warriors, a younger soldier, dropped his weapon to the ground. I saw her left behind on the battlefield, he shouted. She begged for help. We ignored her. The captain ordered us to retreat. Another alien stepped forward slowly. The humans saved her when we didn't. Another dropped his spear, then another. And another. Within seconds, half of the alien clan lowered their weapons. Their eyes shifted from her to Ethan, confused but thoughtful. The captain roared in rage. Traitors, all of you! His voice cracked, not with strength, but with fear. His power was slipping away. The alien girl walked forward slowly, her claws glowing. Your rule ends today, she said. Not because of me, but because your heart was always empty. The captain swung again, wild and desperate. She dodged, even injured. She moved with grace and fire. Ethan stepped beside her, aiming his weapon. Together, human and alien, they struck. A flash of light, a final cry. The captain fell to his knees. Defeated. Silence filled the battlefield. The alien warriors bowed their heads slowly. Not in fear, in respect, for her. For Ethan, for the truth. The war was over. Later, as the sun set behind the scarred hills, the alien girl sat beside Ethan outside the base. The wind was soft. The sky glowed with colors of gold and rose. Her arm was bandaged again. Ethan checked it carefully. Does it still hurt? He asked. She looked at him with gentle eyes, eyes that had once been full of fire and rage. A little, she said. But pain is nothing. Not anymore. Why? Not anymore. Ethan asked quietly. She turned her head toward him. Her voice softened in a way only he ever heard. Because I am not alone now. Ethan froze. She continued, heart open for the first time. My whole life, strength meant fighting, surviving, obeying. But now I understand something else. She touched his hand gently with her claws, not sharp, but soft. Strength is also kindness. Strength is trust. Her eyes warmed. Strength is what you gave me. Ethan felt something deep inside him shift. Respect, connection, maybe even something more. She leaned closer, her forehead touching his lightly, a gesture of affection. In her culture, in front of others, she whispered, I am a warrior. Fierce, dangerous. Then she looked up at him with a soft, shy smile, one she would never show to anyone else. But around you, I become gentle. Her voice trembled like a soft purr, like a small kitten. Ethan laughed quietly, breath shaking. You're not a kitten, he said. She tilted her head. But you make me feel safe. He didn't argue with that. He only smiled and rested his hand over hers. And under the alien sunset, two beings from different worlds sat together. Not enemies, not strangers. Something new. Something strong. Something gentle. A warrior who became soft. And a human who showed her what kindness meant. And in that quiet moment, the galaxy learned what happens when compassion wins over fear. HFY. Humanity. F yeah.